Hello and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today I'm not even in this battle. Today we are watching Esa Tunanen in the Gremyashchy on the map Big Race in the Domination Game Mode. Now I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce that nick right, and I'm also pretty sure I didn't pronounce that ship right. And I'm truly sorry for both. Now, he sent me this replay, and I've also looked at his stats. He's clearly a way better destroyer captain than I will ever be. And today we are going to watch him as he can hopefully carry this team to victory. Now, at the beginning of the match, he is going to this little destroyer corner, and he is firing his first torpedoes blind. Now the ship he's in, it's the Tier 5 Russian premium destroyer. It was sold with a pre-order package when the game was still in beta. This ship features 8-kilometer torpedoes, which is really nice at Tier 5. It also has decent guns. The problem is the turret rotation speed, as you can probably see right now. Now I've complained about turret rotation in destroyers a lot, because I usually play the Japanese ones. But as you can see, a good player can make these guns work. I'm just not such a great player. Now he knows that an enemy destroyer will come around this corner. He was prepared. He is shooting this guy for some reason. There is no return fire. I mean, the guns, I think they were pointed in his direction. You can see if you haven't your guns pointed in the right way, it would take too long to turn them. But I don't know, this guy just didn't want to shoot for some reason. Now he is hiding behind this corner. And yeah. Esa is shooting torpedoes this direction. Now this guy seems to be popping smoke, and he's trying to reverse around this island in order to get his torpedoes going. I will never understand why people try to poke around islands in ships. I mean, a tank or a car, you can just stop and you can drive forward, you can drive backward. There is also, obviously, it doesn't accelerate instantaneously, but yeah, you can do maneuvers like this in a car. But a ship takes some time to slow down, and this destroyer just died. And, well, it's entirely his own fault. If you are just like reversing and showing your broadside cadet, even if you're such a small ship, you can't just turn like in a tank. A tank can even turn when standing still, a ship most certainly cannot. And it takes time to get this ship moving. But anyway. Now he is shooting torpedoes at enemies who are outside of his torpedo range, because this guy will probably drive into it. He has nowhere else to go. And I guess you might as well keep your torpedoes on cooldown. Unless you foresee that you will need your torpedoes in the near future, you can always just shoot them and hope that you get a random hit. Now he also isn't afraid to use his guns. So far there wasn't much return fire going on, but he is staying at a very long range. And a lot of people don't want to shoot a destroyer at 10 kilometers because they know the destroyer could evade. I mean, if you're watching a ship, you see when they're shooting, and it takes a long time for the shots to reach there, and the destroyer is just maneuverable enough to take evasive actions after shots were fired at him, if the range is long enough. Now, he keeps shooting his torpedoes. I personally would have said those torpedoes are overly optimistic, but he is a better player than I am, and a better judge of when to use your torpedoes. Now, he is continuing to fire his guns. He just spotted a much juicier target, Kohlberg. He does... I think somebody is finally shooting at him. But so far they don't have tricks, and he managed to score a torpedo hit. So yeah, it really paid off. And there is his second kill. Now, when we take a look, we have 2 battleships still in the cap circle. The enemy pretty much pushed very aggressively towards the cap. There is a small fight going on in the north. And he is furiously defending friendly base. Now, the advantage of these carriers and these battleships and probably these carriers is all enemies have something far easier to hit that they might want to shoot at. And his guns don't do that much damage per shot, so I think most people just ignore him and think there are more valuable targets to shoot at. But it's their mistake. Gremyashchy has very long rotation time for its turrets, as I've mentioned before. So if you can force this ship to take evasive actions and to move around, he can't keep his guns pointed at you. But they aren't doing that. So he is just staying at a long range, giving him time to react if someone starts shooting at him, and blazing away at those guys. And he's already scored a lot of hits. Now he's lost his battleship here that was supporting him. Second battleship is clinging to a zone wall because that's what battleships do. They try to run away and hack the zone wall because reasons. And the enemy has started to capture point A. Now there is still a destroyer who is probably hunting some carriers by now. And well, the enemy destroyers, they're still focused on the carrier. Now at the moment he isn't spotted. Now that he fires his guns, well, if they were clever, they would shoot him now and ignore the carriers, because the carriers aren't really doing any damage to them, well, unless they hit with the torpedo bombers. But avoiding low-tier torpedo bombers in a low-tier cruiser shouldn't be that hard, usually. And this guy, well, he's doing a somewhat okay job of it. He only got hit once, I guess. And the cruiser burns once more. Is he finally shooting? Oh, he just got Confederate. So, is someone finally shooting at ESA? Well, doesn't look like it. And this Phoenix is just taking a beating, and I don't know what he's thinking at this point. ESA has switched to armor piercing and just demonstrated that he can score citadel hits in a destroyer. I've recently tried out armor piercing because he told me that it might be a good idea, but so far I didn't have enough matches to really get a feeling for armor piercing in a destroyer. I still think if you aren't very experienced, just shoot high explosive when you're sitting in destroyer. You don't go wrong. You can't go too wrong with it. But yeah, as he has demonstrated, even destroyers can profit from shooting armor piercing in the right situation. Now he is raining more high explosive. This ship is angled, and he probably knows more about armor layouts of the Phoenix than I do. Also, yeah, okay, at this point he is low health, and a fire would just kill him as well. Now he missed, unfortunately, a few shots, but both cruisers are now dead. The battleship supported him is somewhat still alive, although with very little health. Now down here, this destroyer, I think he has engaged this battleship and these carriers for a long time now. He is a US destroyer, so his torpedoes are fairly short range. Probably wasn't in a good position to torpedo anyone, and he didn't want to get close to his battleship with his guns, so don't know what exactly happened down there, but since everyone is still alive, probably not all that much. The scores are, well, his team is behind on points, but the enemies only have 2 carriers and a battleship. Now it certainly depends on the remaining HP of those guys and how good they are. The friendly battleship is almost dead, and yeah, 1 torpedo will surely kill him. If the carriers are good, they could just take out this battleship with a combined torpedo strike. If 2 carriers are going after you, they can easily come from 2 directions, and they will score a hit. But so far, doesn't look like the carriers, they are using 1 fighter squadron to keep this destroyer spotted, or it seems like it. That's a very good play, especially since there is no other use for this fighter. You can really make the life of a destroyer miserable if you stick a fighter squadron to him, because he just can't hide anymore, and being spotted, especially for a destroyer who just wants to launch his torpedoes, it's horrible. Can really ruin your day. Although on the other hand, even if he's spotted, the only one who can shoot him is a battleship, and a battleship is too far away to score reliable hits. Then again, he's in a position where he just can't get closer to the battleship because he's constantly spotted. Yeah, not a really good situation to be in. Also, there are still 6 minutes left, but at the moment the enemy team would win. In this game mode, when the time runs up, the team with more points wins. Also, taking one of the spawns instantaneously gives you 1,000 points, which means you win. So while this looks like the same as like a 3 or 4 point domination mode, with only 2 points, capturing 1 is an instant win. Well, capturing the 1 from the enemy, because each team starts with 1 point. And now Aetam demonstrates us what it looks like if you have balls. He is not afraid, he is going straight for this battleship. I don't know why he isn't shooting his guns. He is detected anyway, but I think he probably tells himself it doesn't matter. Either he sinks this battleship with his torpedoes, or the game is lost anyway. So he makes sure that he doesn't offer his broadside, that he can't get hit too bad. And now he is close enough, he quickly swings his ship around and there is no way to dodge these torpedoes, and that was funny. That was so worth it. I'm not sure if I would have tried to pull something like that off, but it was glorious to watch. And it secured the win. He could have tried to play it safer, could have tried to launch torpedoes from afar, but there would have probably been a plane sticking to him, make sure he's exposed. The battleship would have been able to dodge torpedoes, and with 4 minutes left he just decided to go in there and secure the win. Now all he has to do is farm some more damage on carriers and get even more of his well-deserved rewards. This carrier, I mean, he's burning, he can't launch planes, and he's down. Now there is only one carrier left. The destroyer they had, I don't know what killed him, I kinda missed that, but it's only... he only has the battleship as a friendly ship left. But yeah, he doesn't need any support, doesn't look like. He can take this. He can easily take this carrier. He's just scored a citadel hit, because why the fuck not? Now, he's watching these planes, because it would be terribly inconvenient to get torpedoed so close to his win. So far, those planes, they seem to be going for the battleship, and the battleship is at pretty low health, so it's easier to kill. This carrier is doomed anyway. Now, I'm not entirely sure what those torpedo bombers want. Carrier seems a bit indecisive. But whatever he wants doesn't matter anymore. Aether scores his 6th kill and gets his deserved victory.